Hoop session number 2. We in here getting it in. Let's get ready. What we doing, man?
We running the court. They got a bomb squad.
And they still lost.
Look, Trey on that thing.
This story, I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. I was in the gym. I wanted to say I was getting ready for Chris Diaz or something. And he was sparring like a heavyweight fighter. I'm looking, I'm type nervous for him. I'm like, why is he in the ring with this big old dude? And man, I swear he done caught this dude on the shin. Boom, dude, wobbling all around the ring.
Terence Crawford has just released a new training video ahead of his showdown with Canelo, and it's clear he's preparing for more than just another fight. His coach, Bomac, isn't hiding the intensity either. He's brought a serious asset into the training camp, Lester Martinez. Martinez isn't just similar in build to Canelo, he's genuinely dangerous. He recently knocked out Johan James, an undefeated fighter, with ease in the 4th round. A finish like that doesn't happen without a deadly combination of speed and power. That's exactly why Bomac wants Martinez pushing Crawford to his limits in every sparring session.
The kid, man, nobody really heard about him. Some heard about him. But his name is Lester Martinez, man. He's from Guatemala. And man, that boy bad as shit. I tell you, 168 pounds, he bad as shit. He got a couple world championships, 168 pounds.
Lester Martinez is a natural super middleweight, the same division where Canelo dominates. Crawford, on the other hand, has never competed in this weight class. He ruled at 140 pounds, conquered 147, made a brief stop at 154, and now he's jumping straight into the deep end at 168. It's a major leap into unfamiliar territory against a pound-for-pound legend. Canelo has faced and beaten bigger, more powerful opponents than Crawford before. Still, neither Crawford nor Bomac is concerned about the size difference.
Anybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Terry's going to get in there and do what he needs to do, perform.
Bomac didn't sugarcoat anything when asked about the weight difference. He acknowledged it but dismissed its significance. "No, the size doesn't concern me," he said. Terence has incredible vision in the ring and elite boxing intelligence. The only one who can beat Terence is Terence. That kind of belief isn't new from Crawford's team, but this time, against a naturally stronger opponent like Canelo, it's about to face its toughest test. Bomac admitted that nerves are part of the process, but they are not what drive them. He has complete faith in Crawford's skill set and mental toughness. For Bomac, this fight is about legacy, proving the doubters wrong and rewriting what many thought was impossible.
Crawford, that the size and the strength of Canelo Álvarez will carry the day, ultimately wearing the perceivably smaller Terence Crawford down. What do you say about that?
I tell you like this, the man must have seen something when he called Canelo out, because you got to remember, Bud called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win. And he know he can win. So like I said before, it's our job to get him to that point.
Crawford is aiming to accomplish something no fighter in this generation has done, becoming undisputed in 3 separate weight classes. He already cleaned out 140, then did it again at 147 with a dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., dropping and stopping the previously unbeaten unified champion. Now, he's jumping all the way to 168 to face the king of that division, Canelo. There's no easy path here. No warm-up fights, just a direct shot at the top. When asked if this is Crawford's toughest challenge yet, Bomac didn't hesitate. "Absolutely," he replied, citing Canelo's long list of achievements.
I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out, from Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No.
That one line says everything about how much respect Crawford's camp has for Canelo: the accolades, the experience, the names, Golovkin, Kovalev, Plant, Smith, Saunders, Canelo has gone through some of the toughest and most respected fighters across multiple weight divisions.
G on Bud's resume. There's no Trout on Bud's resume. There's no Daniel Jacobs on Bud's resume. Canelo is the one that's fought the elite level opposition. It's Canelo that fought Laura. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ.
Yeah, but Bud is an elite boxer.
So you're an elite boxer, but you have...
Even so, Crawford isn't Dmitry Bivol. He didn't start out at 175 pounds. His natural weight class was 135. Every step up has been earned through dedication, discipline, and strategic development. Now, at 168, is facing an opponent who can absorb punches that once devastated welterweights. That means Crawford's speed, precision, and fight IQ must scale with him. He'll need power that earns respect, while still maintaining his signature sharpness. Striking that delicate balance is the camp's main focus, and it's exactly why Lester Martinez was brought in for training.
I just gotta beat him. I'm not going in there looking to knock Canelo out. Could it happen? Yes, absolutely. You know, when I look at Canelo, he's a smaller, bigger guy moving up in divisions. You know, being that these big guys are slower, so they might catch him with something, but he might see it at the last moment. You know, they might catch him with a hard shot, but he's able to roll and turn.
This blockbuster event will be staged under Dana White's TKO banner, a joint venture between White and Saudi boxing figure Turki Al-Shrikh.it marks White's official entry into boxing promotion under the TKO brand, and they're kicking things off in spectacular fashion. The fight is scheduled for September 12th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, as part of Riyadh season. Al-Shrikh has dubbed it the fight of the century and hinted at major streaming deals to come. This isn't just a championship bout, it's a cultural moment, bridging fan bases, with two global icons bringing elite talent and massive appeal.
Here for Fight TV with Terence Crawford. What do you make of Canelo versus Skull?
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence.
There's even speculation that the fight could be streamed live on Netflix. Turki Al-Shrikh played a key role in making the matchup a reality, responding to overwhelming public demand and likely negotiating behind the scenes to make it happen. Canelo had once dismissed the idea of fighting Crawford, calling it a no-win scenario. If he won, critics would say size was the difference. If he lost, his legacy would take a hit. But that changed once Al-Shrikh got involved. Canelo explained, "Everyone's been calling for this fight. My godfather, Turki Al-Shrikh, wanted it. That's why we're doing it."
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants. Because we could see this fight, Canelo did everything. When he won a rest, he could rest easy, you know, in this fight. Yeah, of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. Just rest.
And
I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think?
For Crawford, the motivation behind this fight isn't the spotlight or the payday. After Canelo's win over Skull, Crawford said, "I feel grateful. Everything unfolds for a reason, and I believe there's purpose in this moment. Come September, I'm going to prove what greatness really is." These aren't just words, they reflect his personal code. He's always carried himself with quiet confidence, speaking only when it counts. When asked why he believes he can beat Canelo, his answer was simple but powerful: "Because I'm the best." And that, he says, is exactly why fans will tune in on September 12th. Canelo, in return, acknowledged the respect. Isational structures.
No problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Álvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing.
Crawford's one of the top guys in the sport, Canelo admitted, "I enjoy sharing the ring with fighters like that." Coming from someone who has faced legends like Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather, and Gennady Golovkin, that kind of praise carries weight, the respect is mutual. But this is still a serious clash. Coach Brian "Bomac" McIntyre also noted that this could be Crawford's final fight. Nearing 38, with championship wins across multiple divisions and nothing left to prove, retirement at the top seems like a real option. "Yeah, it probably is," Bomac said, with no doubt in his voice.
Secret, if he allowed me, ask him which the first event fight he will have in September. Ask him if you want to answer.
So is Turki Al-Sheikh and Dana White clearly stating that the first main event / card we're going to see of TKO boxing is Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford? Is this all a part of Turki Al-Sheikh's blueprint for Canelo Álvarez to fight for undisputed in May?
This moment represents the culmination of a journey that's been building for years. If Crawford pulls it off, he'll stand alone at the top of modern boxing, undisputed at 135, 140, 147, and now possibly 168. No one in this generation has done that since the WBO joined the WBC, WBA, and IBF as a major belt. Only Alexander Usyk and Naoya Inoue have come close. Neither has attempted what Crawford is about to, even though Canelo cruised to a clear victory over Skull. Much of the post-fight discussion wasn't about his performance, but about how underwhelming the matchup turned out to be.
Fighters who will fight you in the future, obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12.
Throughout the fight, Skull remained constantly on the move, sometimes overly so. He spent most of the bout circling and backpedaling, focused on avoiding danger rather than offering any real offense. Canelo tried to cut off the ring and land meaningful punches, but Skull made it difficult to sustain any momentum. The pattern became clear: Canelo advancing, Skull retreating, with minimal exchanges and few electrifying moments for fans expecting a thrilling battle, especially on such a grand stage. It turned out to be a letdown, lacking both fire and rhythm.
No, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a...
Claressa Shields didn't hold back when critiquing the bout, and she echoed what many in the boxing world were already thinking. Both fighters, she said, contributed to the underwhelming performance. As a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and one of boxing's most respected champions, her opinion carries serious weight. Shields emphasized that it's the aggressor's responsibility to cut off the ring and create action when facing a defensive, mobile opponent. It's on both fighters, she said. If you're fighting someone who's constantly moving, it's your job to make them fight. This kind of fight hurts the sport. Her comments resonated with many viewers, especially those who paid for the event expecting a battle, not a game of tag. Oscar de la Hoya, never shy about taking aim at Canelo, also voiced his displeasure. He directly criticized Álvarez for choosing an opponent known for avoiding exchanges. "You're earning millions fighting a guy we all knew would dance around the ring with that Cuban style," de la Hoya said. "You picked him, and now you're complaining about it." His remarks tapped into a broader criticism that Canelo has, in recent years, strategically avoided high-risk matchups.
It was absolutely crap, load of rubbish. The fight really was a waste of time. If you haven't watched it, don't watch it, because there's better things you can be doing, like probably watching the grass grow or watching some paint dry maybe. But that fight was a total waste of time. Watching that as a former unified super middleweight world boxing champion and Hall of Famer, I was thinking to myself, what an opportunity you've got there. If I was fighting still 10 years ago, that opportunity came up for me. I know.
Still, Canelo's clash with William Skull wasn't entirely by choice. The matchup became necessary after Álvarez was stripped of his IBF title for initially declining a fight with Skull. When Skull claimed the vacant belt, the road back to undisputed status required Canelo to face him. So, this wasn't a hand-picked payday, it was an obligation. Yet despite that context, the performance didn't help Canelo's image heading into his mega showdown with Terence Crawford. Fans were hoping for a display that built momentum. Instead, they saw a win that lacked fire. De La Hoya continued pressing his narrative. "We all know who we want you to beat," he said, referring to David Benavidez' take on Benavidez. "He won't run." That challenge reflects growing fan demand for Canelo to face the undefeated powerhouse, known for his relentless pressure and high-volume offense. Unlike Skull, Benavidez would bring the fight directly to Canelo, and that's the kind of matchup fans are craving. De La Hoya didn't stop there. He took a shot at boxing's broader matchmaking system. "It's a good fight, but it's a shame this starts from the top," he said, aiming criticism at the sport's promotional and organizational structures.
Canelo, Jesus Lord. Come on. You're getting paid all this money to fight against a runner who we all knew was gonna run, the Cuban style. You chose him, and now you say you hate fighting runners? Well then, don't fight runners. We all know who we want to see you in a